Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on The Fine Art of Conversation from Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a cool little track. I've done a full playthrough, so if you want to hear what the guitar sounds like on its own, go and check that out. I'll leave a link in the description and a card above. It's quite a sparse piece of music, but it sounds cool just with the guitar. I'm going to teach you the whole of it, but just before I do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press the notifications, and I do love to hear from you, and it does really help me out, so please leave me some comments in the comment section. I do read every comment. Let me know what songs I should do next, let me know where in the world you're from, and if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, and you want to print the tabs off for this, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Also, while I'm on my Patreon page, I've got a brand new music theory course for guitarists, so you can check that out as well. It's over an hour's worth of guitar lessons on music theory, just making it really simple. I'll leave a link to that in the description. My guitar is in standard tuning and I've got a capo on fret number 4. Right then, it's really sparse, so you've got to watch out for like the gaps because there's lots of whistling sort of lines that go in between it. But the first line sounds like this. Okay, so to play that, starts off with kind of an E minor chord. I'm using my first finger on A2, second finger on D2, and I'm going to play from the top string all the way down just to the B string, so I don't play the low E string. So you've got, or so I should say high E string, but the string nearest the floor. So from the top string down to the B string, and then play B3, then take your finger off B3 in the next bar and play the bottom 3 strings nearest to the floor, and then a G string. And it starts on beat 4, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Then it holds into the next bar until beat 4 of the next bar of bar 3, and then we're going to play the D2 with G and B strings. Take your finger off and play B3 with the open D and G strings, and then it jumps back into bar 4 with D2 with open G and B strings, and then another B string. So if we play from the beginning up to and including bar 4, it goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we're into, make sure you don't play any notes in the brackets, they're just held on. We're in bar 5 and we've got this so you play D2, D4, D5, and then open G and B strings. Then D4 with open G and B. Then D2 with G and B. Then open D, open G and B strings into bar 7, and we play A2. So if we go from that D2 in bar 5, it goes. And then we're in bar 7 now, we're going to play exactly the same like we did at the beginning. So the E minor chord, the B3, and then we get this chord where I've got my little finger on A4, first finger D2, second finger G2 with the open B and the open E strings, and that holds into the next bar, and then at the end there we've got, which is kind of like an A chord but all up one string, so suppose an E sus4 chord. First finger A2, second finger D2, third finger on G2 with the open B string, and we play B3 just to finish that line. So the whole line, here we go, after 3, so on beat 4, here we go, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. On to the next line. We're kind of playing an E minor chord, but just with the A2, D2, open G, open B strings, and then another D2 after it. So it goes. And then this holds on. It's longer than it's written, so it's not. You just got to kind of hold it on for a 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then it plays the same kind of idea. The E minor with A2, D2, G and B, and then B3. So you'll see in bar 11 I've got a little dot and a little sort of semicircle over the top. So that's like a pause, so it lasts longer than it's written. So I'd go like this. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it's not quite the length of time, it's a bit longer. And then into bar 12, we can play the A4 with D2, open G and open B. And then a D2. Into bar 13, it goes. So A3, D2. The E minor chord, just the middle 4 strings. Then B3. Then the E minor chord, again, just with the A, D, G and B strings, and then D2, holding on into the next bar, and then we've got, which is D2 with open G, open B, then B3 and D4. I'm having to play that with a plectrum and a finger. Then we play in the next bar D5, open G and open B, then D5, and then the last 2 hits are the same as what we had in bar 15. So D2 with open G and B, and then B3 and D4 at the same time. Okay, so let's play the whole line. Remember there's an extra pause in bar 11, so it goes like this. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Bit of an extra pause, and then 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one other little thing to point out. If you're playing along to the actual original track, bar 13, where you play the A3 and the D2, it actually comes in a bit early, so it's not like perfectly in time. It's just a bit early, almost like almost a quaver early. But you hear that if you're playing along. The next line then, we've got this. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you heard that I counted through it because there's some like really long gaps between you playing. So you play D2 with the open G, open B, and then a open G. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it holds on all that time, and then you can do this E minor with just the middle 4 strings, B3, and then in bar 21 we've got A4 with D2, G, B and E strings, and then another E string. Bar 22 is similar to what we've done before, playing A3, D2, E minor chord, middle 4 strings with the B, then B3, then E minor chord again with the middle 4 strings, and then B, and then into bar 24, and we've got, so it's on beat 4 and, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's D2 with open B and open G and B3, and then D2, G2 and B at the same time, and then a B. So the whole line, I'll do the counting or else the guitar won't ring all the way through it. Sounds like this. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. On to the next line, and we've got 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for that A3 and then open G, G2 into the next bar, and we've got D3 with open G and B3, and then open B string, then D2 with open G, open B, B3 and D4 at the same time, then D5, open G and B, and then the E strings. So let's just play those first 4 bars. It goes 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Then D5, D4, D2. Then D5 with open G and open B. D4 with open G and B3. And then D2 with open G and B. And then another B string. So you get this. Then into the next bar we've got an open G, and then D2 with G and B, and then B3 with open G and B5. Okay, so let's try the whole of that line. Here we go. 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, on to the next line. We've only got 2 more lines left. We've got this. So to play that, bar 34, we're playing A4 with D2, G2 and open B. Then a D2, open G, and then A3 with D2 and G. Then we've got D2, G2 and B, D2, B3 and the G string. And then E minor chord, middle 4 strings, like we've done lots of times. And then a D2, holding on to the next bar, and then on beat 4, you can play another D2. So that line goes 2, 1, 2, 3. And then the last line, just holding kind of this E minor chord down for this first 4 bars, and just play from the D string downwards. So D2 with open G, open B, open E, then D2, then D2, 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 D2 and G, D2 and G. So that's pretty straightforward, I think. Then A4, D2 and G, then another D2, A3, D2 and G, D2 and G, A2, and then D2 and G, D2 and G. So that line is really pretty easy. So it goes like this. that's the whole song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that little guitar lesson and found it useful. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press the notifications. I do love to hear from you, and I do read every comment, so please leave me some comments in the comment section. It helps the video get some more views, so just say hi if you want to say hi. Let me know where in the world you're from, what you thought of the video. Let me know what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, keep me doing this, and you want to print the tabs off for this because there's quite a lot there, then I'll put it on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Also on my Patreon page, a little plug here, I've got a new guitar course. It's a music theory for guitarist course. So go and check that out. Hopefully make music theory easy for the average guitarist. Well, thanks for watching this. I do really appreciate it. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.